Ooh, the time has finally come for me to complete a mission that I've spent over 3 years to try to complete. Yes, it's finally time for me to spin a total of 100,000 unique Pokestops, and I'll show you guys in a bit. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So yes, let me go bring my screen out and show you guys what I mean by unique stops. If you guys go to your meadow, alright, and scroll through the one that shows not the magic card but this Sightseer, yes, I'm gonna get it up to 100,000. I'm at 99,987, so I'm 13 away from getting to 100,000, and it's a huge milestone for me. A lot of times when people ask me like, hey Brandon, what goals do you still have in Pokemon GO? And I told them, for me right now I'm trying to get up to 100,000 Pokestops, unique Pokestop spun, meaning you can only spin the Pokestop once, which basically are the Pokestops with like a ring on the top of them. You can only spin it once and you count it as once. So if you spin the one that is like around you that does not have the ring, if I spin this, alright, it does not count to it at all. So I've been traveling around for the last 2.5 years and going around to spin unique stops as I travel around. So today we'll try and complete to get it up to 100,000, and I'm actually really happy that I'm finally able to do this, because it took me a very long time to actually get all this. And furthermore, for me to travel to meet Pokemon GO communities, I get the opportunity to actually spin all the unique stops. At the same time, for me to go to certain cities, the big cities, I will try and target the unique stops as much as I can. So right now I have a few unique stops over there. We're gonna get all of them. In fact, until we hit 100,000 and I'll conclude the video. Don't think I'm gonna get all. I'm gonna come here to get this particular one over here first. So in order to play this meadow, to work on this meadow to a high number, you basically have to go to different locations each time. Alright, so traveling around like this for the last 2.5 years, it has given me the opportunity to do it. So I'm really blessed that I'm able to do this. So I just spun that, gonna make my turn back. And sometimes people do ask me like, how come I've not even gotten my routes completed for the Zygarde cell? It's because if I were to do the routes, I wouldn't be able to actually go back to the unique stops path that I have created. Normally when I walk, I will create a path that I try not to walk the same place twice. Alright, so we're gonna spin this one, we're gonna cross the road also. Let me spin this first. Great. So we are left with 11. Alright, we're gonna stop at 100,000 and then we're gonna chat a little bit. Yeah. And now we're gonna spin another one. This will bring us to 99,990. So I just want to say though that it's been really awesome for me to be able to do this. I'm actually very happy that I'm very close to completing my goal. In fact, this is the one that I really wanted to work on more than any other meadow. As I'm traveling, like I said, I have the opportunity to do it. So right now, being in Manchester, England, in the UK, I actually have the chance to do this. So I might as well do it when I'm still able to travel. However, once I go back to Singapore, I won't be able to do this anymore, because there's a lot of Pokestops in Singapore that I have already spun. And in fact, there are not gonna be a lot of new Pokestops that will be added anyway. Right, 92, 8 more to go. So I'll tell you guys though, the fun thing about working on this particular matter is the fact that everywhere I go will be new, because it's my first time going there. And even if you have spun the stop already, and if you go back to a place like few years later, which I've done, so like I've gone to the Chicago Go Fest, and then after that I went back there again to the same place 5 years later, the stops do not refresh at all. So you can only spin it once and that's it. Right, so we got 3, so we should be at 95. Right, 99,995. 5 more to go, man. Oh my goodness. This is really insane. Alright, to get 6 digits on this particular medal. Alright, 96, 97. Not gonna fight the grunt, although I always would. 97. Okay, 98. So there's 98. Let me just triple check. Yes, 98,998. 2 more to go. Oh my goodness. One more. Smithfield Market. Actually, I did thought of wanting to spin a very nice unique stop, but I'm not gonna bother about it to actually look for one that's really nice. Yeah, so being able to go around to do all this 99,999. Wow. So for me to be able to travel to so many different countries and various cities, like I said, it allows me to do this. And like I said, I'm very blessed to be able to do this. Not everyone will be able to do this, you know, because of various restrictions. And time would definitely be the biggest factor in terms of preventing us from doing this. But for me, I travel and play Pokemon GO to meet Pokemon GO community all around the world as much as I can. So hence, for me to do this, when I'm having my off time or free time, I get to do this also whenever I visit different communities. That's when I get to spin some of the new stops over there when I go there. Looking at my Pokestop now, man. It's the one that's going to be the 100,000. Gonna find a nice place to chill. But 100,000 Victorian post box, I'll take it. Alright, I'm gonna find somewhere to chill as we also take a look at my final medal. 100,000 sightseer. Yeah, I'm really happy that I am able to do this. Okay, so I'm done. I'm just gonna sit here, okay, on a small pole over here. Alright, so that's basically the grind for me, man. In the last 3 years I've been doing this. I didn't say at the start though, actually when I started traveling on April 2022 with Princess, my number was, I believe, at 22,000. So I spun 78,000 of the unique stops in the last almost 3 years. I would say 2.5 years. So it's pretty amazing to actually achieve this on the 17th of October 2024. Yeah, this is just one of the things I do look forward to, and that's what I do. So if you guys ask me what's the next goal that I have here in Pokemon GO, I'm not exactly sure, but I'll think about it. But I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who I've met along the way, including my friends who have drove me around, who have brought me around to actually play Pokemon GO in their cities, to walk around and spin all the unique stops. Sometimes when I tell them that's the target I'm going for, they will just bring me to different places and not go through the same place over again. For me also, whenever I leave my accommodation, go back to my accommodation, I always take a different route back, not taking the same route. Not Pokemon GO route, but my own route to spin the unique stops whenever I go back. So after 3 or 4 days, my route to go back would be a huge detour to actually leave my accommodation, a huge detour to go back to my accommodation. I always have to leave earlier just to time everything right to make it on time for the meetup. But also, if you guys are wondering whether usually do I drive around to actually do all this, the answer is no. In my last 2.5 years of traveling, I would say at least 98% of the time I've been taking public transportation, etc. and walking. Walking is the one that I actually use to actually spin most of the time. So I would say at least 70-80% of the unique stops spun in the last 2.5 years were at least done by walking. The rest were basically traveling on the bus or basically going from one point to another point, commuting, and I'll spin everything along the way too. But yeah, it's been fun, man, to play this medal. Would I go for 200,000? Not so, because once December hits and I'm back in Singapore for good, I don't think I can work on this medal anymore. And it took me 2.5 years to get 78,000 to get an extra 100,000. It will take me another 3.5 years, which I have to go to different places that I've never been to before. So if I go back to like New York again for the Go Fest, those Pokestops won't be unique anymore for me. So it's a very hard matter to actually work on, especially to get this insane number. But just want to tell you guys how I've been feeling. Especially I'm very happy that I managed to get this. Yeah. So that's it from me, man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching me achieve a huge mission completion on my part. I would dare say that this is something that I really enjoy doing a lot, because I get to explore the city or whichever place that I go to, especially since I go to the place for the first time to spin that Pokestop one time and I won't go back there again, or maybe when I go back there it won't be considered unique. But it's been fun. yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone, especially everyone who I've met along the way, who have given me motivation to do all this, including meeting the communities at various places, at your parks, at your malls, at your local areas or whatsoever. Those unique stops just add up to 8. So everybody whom I've visited in your own community for every single meetup, thank you guys so much for the motivation, and thank you guys for making this possible in a sense. Alright, so that's it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. But remember to leave a like if you enjoy this. Also, if you guys want to work on this medal, yeah, it's possible to do it if you have a lot in your city. Alright, so goodbye.